Yeah, I was just talking with Brooklyn off air about how often I've run the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon, and I think the first race I did was back in 2012, and I lost like 50 pounds that first year training, just being able to go more than a mile with, constant jogging, and then it was more than 2 miles, and then it was training to get up to 5, and then 7, and then 10, and then 11, and then race day, 13.1 miles. It was quite an achievement, and I did it again the next year. Lost an additional 50 pounds. Kept training year after year after year, and gosh, I think I cut my time down to like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It was great. Now, granted, I could do better. I can continue to train, which I am doing now. I won't be able to get to that 2:15 mark this time around, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to race the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon April 1st. And joining us are the co-organizers, Brooklyn Ezell and Randy Kuhn, joining us in studio. Thank you for taking time, and thank you both for organizing this, because this is no small feat to organize. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, give us, I guess, the pertinent details people need to know first off, when and where.
It's April 1st, and it's downtown Springfield. Registration's open now. You can go to lincolnhalf.com, and we also need volunteers, and you can find how to register to volunteer on our registration page as well.
So, registration, volunteers still needed. What else should people know about the race? It's not just the race, it's also a big after party afterwards.
Yeah, we have an awesome after party hosted by the Addams Family Block downtown. So Moxo, Buzz Bomb, Kidzeum, tons of fun down there. So after the race, you can hang out and have all the fun with your family and friends.
And afterwards, you burn a lot of calories. So obviously there's a good time, delicious food, some good beer. I can't tell you how good beer is when after you just run 13.1 miles. It's fantastic. But you can experience that. It's not too late to start training too, right? I mean, if people have done this before in the past, long distance running, they can start training.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you have any sort of a base running right now, you can still jump right in. And if you follow our page, you've probably seen we have a Half-Wits group through our Road Running Club. It's a free group to join, and they have pretty structured plans that you can follow along with or join them 3 times a week. So.
And it's a lot of work, and I tell you, when I first got into this, I did start a little after Thanksgiving, again, 2011. Oh my gosh. So it took me a while to actually get the paces down, but I was able to do it and continue doing it. And it really does change your entire lifestyle, from everything that you eat to how much sleep you get to being selfish with your time and actually getting out there and training. I mean, that's so important, right? I mean, just making sure that you dedicate yourself to that training.
Absolutely. I would also say joining friends, not only the health aspect, but we've made some of our best friends running, and here we are, yay. But friends also, they help keep you accountable. It's fun. Some people are like, oh, how do you run for that long? But when you're having fun, you don't even realize that you're out there running.
I know some people also, it's not just the friends aspect, it's not just the after party or the health aspect, they really just want that medal. And that medal's been a go-to, the penny that has been for years, and then they had a $5 bill for the 50th anniversary, and they went on even further with new designs. You guys were first to organize this last year, and this was, after the pandemic was over, so a new page turned. You had a different medal then. What does the medal look like now?
The medal is basically, kind of looks like an outline of Lincoln. So it has Lincoln hat, and then it has the beard, and the beard swings. So it's pretty cool.
Now, how do you even find a company to do that? I mean,
They can do anything. We
Wow.
use Ashworth Awards a lot, and they do a lot of really good medals.
So why did you guys want to get involved with this? This is a big ordeal. I mean, you're still looking for volunteers. It's 13.1 miles all throughout Springfield, going by the major historic sites. You got to coordinate with police. You got to coordinate with the after party. What made you guys want to get involved in this?
Well, we've both been part of the club for a while and on the board, and we needed a new director, and at first I didn't really want to take it on because it seemed too big. We usually have over 1,000 people, and that was kind of scary. And Brooklyn, more than me, is a big Lincoln lover. So when I decided that maybe it was something that we could do, I was like, hey, want to do this? And she was like, sure. So then we just did it.
Lincoln, definitely. People come from, like, as of right now, we have people from 30 states registered. So, I mean, the historic aspect of it, you get to run and have fun, but you also get to see a lot of, pieces of history throughout the course.
It is so cool to run by Lincoln's home right up front, and then you go by the new state capitol, and then you get over, eventually, after you're completely drained by like mile 7 or 8, you end up running up that steep hill out.
Those fun hills. Those are the best.
Oh my gosh.
Easy peasy.
There was...
We saved the fun for last.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's kind of mild throughout the first part of it, and then all of a sudden you get these hills, and they smack you time and again. But that's part of the challenge. That's really what it's about. I remember one race organizer years ago said it was a flat course, and he was quoted saying it was a flat course in one of like the running magazines, and he said that was like the worst mistake he ever made, because people who run it, they're like, this is not a flat course.
I'm pretty angry about that.
Yeah.
Maybe compared to mountain runners or something.
Yeah.
Something, right? But no, it's a great race. It's exhilarating, and you can start now training. It's there's a lot of people out there who obviously want to just be the first in their class, right? But there's others who are just there just to take on the challenge of being able to complete this, which is in itself, a huge accomplishment.
A very small amount of our population has even completed a half marathon, so you get to be a part of that.
Absolutely. I imagine we'll talk again in the future, because it is still weeks away. Brooklyn Ezell and Randy Kuhn, both who are organizers for the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. But again, just give us the pertinent details, when it is, the after party, registration, how people can get involved with volunteering, and more.
Oh, you
Not
want
at
us
the
to
same
say
time.
that again?
Say it again. Well, you could go to lincolnhalf.com, and that will be most of the information that you'll need for registration, whether you want to volunteer or be a participant in the race. Of course, April 1st is the race. Starts at 7:30. Stay for the after party hosted by Buzz Bomb, Moxo, Kidsium, the whole Adams Family block right there.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
Volunteers?
Yeah.
We do need volunteers. Also, if you register, be ready. You'll pick up your packet the night before. And there's always a lot of stuff at the expo as well. We have a lot of fun guests. And,
I imagine we'll talk more about this in the very near future, in the weeks ahead, to get people ramped up for it. So greatly appreciate it. Brooklyn Ezell and Randy Kuhn, organizers for the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. Be safe out there, all right? I know that you got into a little bump this morning on your morning run. And you got to be careful out there.
Gives you stories to tell.
Yes, absolutely. So appreciate the time. We'll talk again soon, okay? It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news